Welcome back. Karen and Colin here for this lovely. Well, we're recording on a Sunday, Labor Day weekend, and the kids are heading back to school. Travis Kelsey and Taylor Swift are engaged. I had to get the Taylor mention in like first
Of
thing
course,
in the
we had to.
podcast. It's like a little cameo that has to come in. But I did want to say, so the kids are all like back in school. It's kind of like we're transitioning into fall. I know you live in scorching hot face of the sun, Florida, but actually you're in Pennsylvania. We got some cool temperatures. It certainly feels like fall. The humidity has been virtually zapped out of the air. There's a nice breeze, but it's like beautiful. It feels so crisp. Like in the morning, I went for a walk before church day and it's just crisp out. It was only like 47 degrees, but sunny. So, like, the sun shines on your face. Some of the leaves are starting to fall. And does that almost make you miss Pennsylvania? Like almost a little bit or not at
No,
all?
actually. No, it doesn't. I wish that it were a little bit cooler right now because I feel like this summer has been going on for literally 9 months. I've been here for 4 years now, and this has been the hottest, most unbearable summer thus far. And I feel like part of it is definitely because I gained a little bit of weight. I'm
Ooh,
probably the
yeah.
heaviest I've been since I've been down here because I decided I was just going to really let myself go. So that probably plays into it, but I don't know. The summer needs to end here. It's been going on for too long. I'm a little bit envious of the cool, crisp weather you're experiencing right now. I'm not envious of where it's at, the area, the area that it's at. I guess I should say that.
Yeah,
Um,
there is kratom in the air too. There's kratom everywhere here in
well, that's
Pennsylvania.
down here too.
Oh,
But
okay, okay.
really, the
Literally
good
everywhere. But
the good months are coming though. Once we get out, see, I have to get through September actually because it's still gonna be hot in September. I have to get to October. If I can make it through September and get to October, October through like February are really your prime weather months down here. And I'm talking like low 70s. Like it's perfect then. It's absolutely perfect. You can actually get away with wearing a long sleeve shirt if you want or a light jacket. That does happen where I live. It's just you really have to wait many months to get to that period. So I'm gonna try. I'm hanging in there. I'm hanging in there. I just got a new patio installed, but it's like I'm still it you can only sit out for like an hour before you're like, oh my God, I feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack. I feel like I'm gonna die. I have to go in. Tell you what, the cat does not mind at all. The cat is like, she is just in her glory. She's laying out there on the hot concrete, just like totally content, totally happy. They love warm surfaces. They love to
Okay.
just they love the warmth. They love to lay. The cat loves nothing more than to lay on a hot concrete pad for like hours. It's really fascinating to observe. But yeah, I'm hanging in. I'm hanging in there until we actually get to the fall, which is in October. So
The fall, the pseudo fall that you have. I
yeah,
was thinking
the
about
fake
how it's
fall.
funny that we all get into this. I don't know if you feel this, but I feel as if a lot of people, the fall comes and everybody feels like they need to start new routines. And I feel as if that's because the kids like go back to school. But I don't know why I feel that way too. I always feel that I have no children in school. I'm not a teacher. My I have two a brother and a sister that go back to school at this time of year. But there's something, I guess it's just ingrained in me from the seasons changing, that it's as if you have to set new routines in the fall, like, or you need to get back to the structure. But I guess it's because the summer is always like so carefree. There's so much going on. There's so many different I know that you hate that I have to go to so many weddings. I was at a wedding on
Oh,
Friday. That's why my voice is
fills
a
me
little
with such an
hoarse.
anger.
Yes, I know. I
Fills
don't know. I
me.
don't know why it is that like I feel that way, but I know that I'm not alone in feeling this way. That it's like it feels like this new beginning has happened. It's like, okay, you get a fresh start in the fall, but unfortunately, this time, this fresh start, I'm 35, so there's nothing fresh about it. But maybe it's because our birthdays are in August. Maybe that's what I feel like it is. It's like I have my birthday month,
Yeah,
and
that's
there's a
part of
lot
it
of
for
like,
sure.
woo, birthday, live it up. And then it's like, okay, it's time to like settle down.
I've
I
got to
know
lock in tomorrow.
we gotta
I
lock
have
in.
to lock
We
in
got
tomorrow
to
because
lock
I'm 36 this year and I'm sort of looking at this age almost as like a presidential term. Like this has to be a successful presidential term. Like
36 to
I've got
40.
yeah, exactly. I've got four
So true.
years. I've got 4 years to do my thing and I really want to be in a much I don't want to say a better place because I'm in a fine place now, but there's a lot that I want to accomplish in these next 4 years for real. So I need to lock in. I need to get myself together. I need to get my act together. I need to sharpen my mind. I need to start reading more. I need to
You need to get
start.
up at 5 a.m. You need to get a
Oh
cold
my
shower. You need
God.
to run 10 miles. You need to eat 150 grams of protein. You need to
Karen
eat 30
Goggins
plus
here
grams.
telling me all these unpleasant
I actually think that
things.
that Goggins guy is mentally disturbed. Like, have you ever actually
Yeah, for
listened to him
sure.
talk?
He's
I'm
a
like,
nut job.
there is nothing motivating. Like, when you first hear a story, his story is motivating. He's like, okay, I was like an exterminator. I was like 500 pounds. I was eating like Cheetos every day. And then, like, I just got off my fat butt and joined the Navy SEALs or something. I don't even know if he joined the Navy. Was he in the
Yeah,
Navy SEAL?
I think he
Are we
was.
checking if these people were in the Navy SEALs? Was Jocko Willink actually in the Navy SEALs? Do we know this
I
for
know
sure?
Jesse Ventura was. Jesse
Jesse
Ventura
Ventura.
was a frogman in underwater demolition team.
Okay,
I
okay.
forget which
I'm
one.
joking about Jocko Willink. I think he's pretty legit. I wonder if like the Navy SEALs has to start weeding out people that just want to be like influencers. Like they're just
That- I feel like they're all like, is there anybody that isn't an influencer now? Like the entire presidential cabinet, they're all
it
influencers.
is literally like
Uh,
you've said this, you coined that phrase. I have heard Fox News, what is it, cabinet, but you coined influencer cabinet, and
I
there is
did.
no better way to describe it. It's really true about everything. It's like everybody and everything is just trying to be an influencer. And I guess us two buffoons are trying to be, I'm not trying to influence anybody, okay? Like, I have no desire to influence, I have no desire to do any of that. I just I aim to be just so curious and have conversations. That's it. That's all I want to
I just want to
do.
have a good time. Like, I
Yes,
just want to
I
have
just
some
yeah.
fun. Like, that Sheryl
Yes.
Crow, wasn't that a Sheryl Crow song?
Yes, it's actually that was a poem. I think there was a college professor. She did not write that song. You're right that it's Sheryl Crow song, but the guy actually wrote it. It was a poem, but it was all I want to do is have some fun as the sun sets down on what is it, something
Something
Avenue.
Boulevard,
Something Boulevard, yeah.
Ventura
So
Boulevard,
Ventura, yeah. Yeah, that
maybe.
is all we want to do. That is all we want. We're here for a good time and hopefully a long time. We'll see about that. But I mean, we're already, I mean, 35, that's 36. That's pretty good. We made it
I
pretty
was
far.
watching, yeah. I mean, we made it this far, thank God. I was watching this Instagram video yesterday. I should have saved it. I think I did, but I can't pull it up right now. But they were interviewing people in the San Francisco Bay Area in like the late 70s. And they were interviewing this one person. I can't even remember if it was a girl or a guy, but basically they were saying like how they're just existing. Like they don't have a job. Like why can't you just exist?
I
Why
don't
can't you
feel
just
like you can just exist anymore. Like back, I've actually thought about this a lot. Like you talk to older people, not, I don't want to say older people, but you talk to people because we're now older people. So if you're talking to a 17-year-old, so I don't want to say older people. If you're talking to somebody between, I would say anybody over like 50 years old, you'll talk to them and you'll hear like these stories about how they basically just did nothing for like 2 to 5 years of their life. Like they're just like, oh, we just like all moved to Colorado for a little while. Like I know multiple people that just like lived in Colorado for a little while
so do
or
I
just, yeah.
actually. It's always
Was it Colorado?
Colorado
What
too.
the
It's
what
always
was
fucking
going on?
Colorado. Excuse
I
my
think because
language.
of the ski resorts, like you could just work at like a ski resort, but they're like like nowadays to work in Colorado, a ski resort, like you have to like live in a tent on the side of the road to
Yeah.
be able to afford to work there. Like it's like like you said, you can't exist. And it's like you need like a chip in your head to go to the grocery store. And like Palantir has like drones flying over your house and like is like
Yeah.
screaming at you. And yeah, it's totally true that like there's just no and I don't feel like when we were growing up, there was like such a sense of urgency. It was like, don't you feel that way for like millennials? Like you're 89, I'm 90. We're like
Hmm.
peak millennial era. Like we are like the mid millennial, like we're millennials, hardcore, smack dab in the middle. There's no question about it. But like I feel like for us, it was like there was like you have to go to school, like you have to get to school, not like just go to parochial school. I mean like college. It was like you need to go get a degree, you need to have whatever.
Yeah.
You can't like screw around for like a couple years. Like you got to like but not like have children, like not married and get children, just like have a career and like do your internships and co-ops and like have a resume and blah blah blah. I'm like, what the heck? Like I should just been able to just fraternize for like a couple years,
Well,
you
I was
know?
telling you before we started recording how my parents, like the way that they were raised is here's the deal. When you're 15 or 16, you get your first job, you start working, and this is just gonna be life. You're just gonna be working at a job until retirement, and you shouldn't complain about it. This is just what it is. This is the deal. There's no way out of that unless you're some brilliant mind, or you're a surgeon or whatever. Like this is just what you do. You get a job, you go to work, and we were told that the way to get a good job, a good high-paying job, was you have to get a degree of some sort. And we weren't even told that it had to be in anything specific necessarily. Like you
Oh
just need
no.
that degree. You just need that
Theater. That's
paper because
fine.
it's like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like your proverbial golden ticket. Like Charlie got the golden ticket to go to the chocolate factory. That would be your ticket to a happy, healthy, financially sustaining life if you just went and got that degree. And I'll tell you what, I'm still paying off. Now, granted, I don't have as high of student loans as some of my peers do, but it's still enough. I'm still paying it off. It's still enough to be kind of annoying. It's still enough to be like, oh God, well, I'm not just, this is not going to get paid off like
Yeah.
until I'm 80 or whatever. Again, not an astronomical amount, but still just enough to be pesky. So, what was I going? Where was I going with this?
No,
Um,
yeah, I understand. Like you said, like it was just like, okay, this is what you do, this is what you got to do. There was no thinking outside of the box. And I just, like
no,
I said, there was such a sense of urgency. Like if you look back at the show movie, like I think about like Reality Bites. I don't know if you ever seen Reality Bites with Winona Ryder
I never saw
and
that one. No.
Ethan Hawke. It's like I don't say coming of age, but it's like finding yourself after college. And she's like working hard trying to get the job, and there's like this loser guy that of course like she falls for the loser guy who doesn't want it. She like Ben Stiller is like the successful hotshot yuppie that wants to take her out, and then Ethan Hawke is like this morose, poetic, literary guy who's sleeping on somebody's couch or whatever. But like I don't even feel like that was like when I graduated, it was like you had to move back with your parents to be able to breathe. Like you
Yeah.
couldn't just go live like in an apartment and rent. I mean, and that was that. I mean, yes, I could have probably had like a roommate and like maybe done that a little bit, but like I would have been cutting it close. And even those jobs were like few and far between. But now for these kids today, it's like I don't even they have to I remember my uncle immigrated to this country and his brother also immigrated to America. And I remember going, I don't know why we were going to drop off something to his brother, but his brother like straight up lived in this apartment with like 10 other guys. Like I remember like going in the apartment and there was like beds like on the floor and where the dining room was supposed to be, and like it was just crazy. And I'm like, I feel like basically like young people have to live like that nowadays. It's like if you want to like move out of your parents' house, you have to, especially if you're saddled with like college debt, it's like you have
Yeah.
to, you're gonna be sleeping in the dining room of somebody's apartment. Like that's a pretty
Oh
much
yeah,
about
I
like
could never live
you're
like that.
only, yeah, like
I'm
that's
I'm
it.
lucky. Thank God I have my own house. I have my own privacy, my own space. But as I was saying, I'm still paying off student loans. I did not get a job in the in my major, in my field, which like I said to you before we started recording, I was just killing time in college. I was just, I just wanted to have some fun, but I didn't have any fun. There was no
I
fun.
was about to say you were smart. Like I feel like I like was like I need to get out of college. Like I need to get this over with. And like I should have been like actually just sitting back and enjoying it. Like my senior year, I kind of enjoyed. Like I had a little bit of fun, but I had it all wrong. I don't know why nobody like sat me down and was like, listen, this is supposed to be fun. Like enjoy it. Instead, it was grueling. And I was like living off of like water bottles that I was refilling and like $1 Pop Tart a
Oh,
day. Like that was literally
no,
I should have been borrowing money to have coffees every day and like making it fun. Like instead of being like this
absolutely.
like I was like some kind of like zealot or whatever that was like I have to I felt like Martin Luther like chat like beating myself for
Why
something
so
for college.
serious?
I don't know why I was so damn serious. Like I'm way less serious. I was so serious at 20 and now at 35 I am like let's just who needs to work? Like
Yeah,
who
like why
needs
why would you want to work? Like,
like, why are we, what's the rush? Like, I literally drive so slowly. Like, I love to go, I think because I bike down my road, it's kind of made me drive even slower because then I realize, like, oh, people go way too fast on my road, but people will get behind me on my ride. I drive like 15 miles below the speed limit. I just like make people sit behind me. And I'm just like, I don't care. I'm in no rush. You have to go at my
oh,
speed
you couldn't
now.
do that down
Yeah.
here in Florida. People drive like
Like
this is the
maniacs.
Wild West down here. You
You think
drive,
everybody would drive slow because it's all the old people, but they're probably
no.
more. No, no.
No, everybody drives like a maniac. There's always accidents everywhere,
Oh my
which is
God.
why I try and to pretty much never get in my car. Like do you know how often I get gas, Karen? I get gas like once every 2 months. I'm not even exaggerating.
Wow.
I get gas once every 2 months, I
That is
feel.
unbelievable. Holy, I thought, wow, I thought I had a pretty, I'm kind of not like you though. You know me. I like to get out of my house.
I
Like
don't
I'm like,
understand where everybody's going though. That's what I never understood. Like, where is everybody going when they go out? Like when I was growing up, I had an older brother, and he always went out. He was always out somewhere with his friends doing something or whatever. I never wanted to be out, and I still don't want to be out, and it makes me almost a little upset when people are going out.
I know, I know. Anytime I tell Colin, I'm like, listen, Friday, I can't record. I have a wedding to
Oh.
go to. I know that like you sit there in deep anger.
Yeah, I'm like, how does she know this many people? How does anybody know this many people? Like,
I was just born into it. I was like born into knowing a lot of people. It wasn't by choice. It
well,
was
you're
just,
also you're an approacher of people. You go up to
I
people, ask
am.
questions. You're very
Yes, I
you're
am
very friendly.
so, yeah,
If you come up
I'm,
to me, I'll certainly be friend. I consider myself a friendly person,
you
but
don't go
I'm
out of your
not.
way.
No, I'm not about to go out of my way
I
and
can't
walk up
help
to
it.
people and inquire. I can't. It's
I'm
not
like
me.
so weird. Like I love people. Like I really am
You
like one of those
too.
weird people that like I genuinely don't like I know people joke around they're like I hate people, but like I
I
don't
don't
know.
hate people.
Yeah, I love people. I just feel like people say though, like, oh, I hate people, they're the worst. And I'm just like,
I don't.
I kind of like people. I think they're funny. I think they're interesting. I feel like everybody has like a unique story to tell. And yeah, so
I
I don't
agree
know.
with you, but you
Yeah,
better come
yeah.
up to me because I'm not coming up to you.
Yes,
That's what
yeah.
I'm
You're
trying to
gonna,
say
yeah.
here.
That's okay. I would be that person. I'd be, yeah. I just always like, I'm always, I don't know. I just can't help it. It's just like, and honestly, it's not even just that I can't help it. It's like people come to me. It's like weird. Like people will, I'll just be like minding my own business and they start talking, but maybe I'm just like, I don't know. It's weird. That's always happened to me though. Like people start just like telling me their life stories, but like maybe I just ask the right questions or just I don't know. It's strange. Strange that people just they like to
They
tell me.
gravitate
People
towards you.
tell me things that they don't tell other people. I don't know why. It's just I know that you will probably find some kind of witchcraft to explain that.
No, no,
Somebody
because I've
listening is
had,
probably like, well, I'm gonna say that I'm an empath. Everybody's an,
yeah,
all of the worst people. If you see somebody, if you, especially if you're on a dating app or if you are on social media, I will say this about people. If they are like, I'm an empath, you need to run.
they're
Okay.
definitely not an empath
They're
if they
not
say
an
they are.
empath. They are narcissists. Okay. So it's
Correct.
like, you
Now,
need
see,
to
I was
get
told I
away.
was an empath by a psychic medium
It's like,
in Pennsylvania who I lost contact with. She actually did live down here in Florida. I cannot get a hold of her,
oh
unfortunately.
no.
I had one reading with her when I was in Florida. This was a couple
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
She told me to check the water. I never did that. I never checked my water. Something about the water I needed to check.
That is
But
so interesting that she told you to check your water. God.
yeah, yeah, she was insistent that I check the water. But in any case, I was told I was an empath. I don't put it in my dating
Dating.
profile.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
specifically now in my dating profile, I specifically mention no tattoos and piercings. Like you better not be covered in
No
tattoos and
testing.
piercings because I barely
I wonder
even
if that's starting to become more popular. Like that's starting
I
to
hope so.
become,
I think it is.
yeah.
I think you know who was an advocate for no tattoos? Ozzy Osbourne. I don't know if you saw that
Mm.
clip going around. It
Did
was
he
from the
have no
Osbourne.
tattoos?
No, he had tattoos, but
Oh,
he was
okay.
asked. I think like Kelly on the show was talking about how she was getting a tattoo or she got a tattoo, and he said, "You know what? If you want my opinion, if you want to be like an interesting, unique person, don't get a tattoo because
Yeah.
everybody and their mother has got a tattoo nowadays. So don't get one. That's my advice. That's
I
what
agree
Ozzy
with
said.
him. I think it's just like performative coolness. Like at this point, it's just everything has become performative in a world where we're in a fishbowl where our brains have been rewired since we were children to be on social media apps or devices. It's as if everything's performative. It's like I mentioned at the beginning, like the Taylor Swift, Kelsey engagement. I mean, their whole relationship feels performative to me. It's like I just don't even. I'm like, do these people actually like each other?
It feels
And
orchestrated.
it
It
feels
feels very
orchestrated. And I have to
orchestrated.
say, that guy is Travis Kelsey is like the most unattractive person in the world to me. I just have to say that. I don't know him personally. I can't speak to his character or him as a person. More power to him. But I just feel like he's so unattractive. Like Steve Buscemi has more sex appeal than Travis Kelsey, in
I
my
like Steve
opinion.
Buscemi.
Yeah, I just feel like Travis Kelsey just feels so he has an aura of, to your point about performative, like or an orchestrated, like everything about him feels so manufactured. He feels so childish to me. Like he doesn't even feel like an adult. Like he feels like a boy. Like there's nothing masculine about him. I know that he has like muscles or whatever, but like outside of his physicality, which his face is not exactly anything to write home about, but like I just don't feel like and like I said, attractiveness does not necessarily mean objectively good looking. I think we talked about
Hmm.
recently how Brad Pitt, I said, is like objectively good looking. He's
Yeah.
handsome. I don't find him to be attractive. But Travis Kelsey, yes, like there's just nothing in me that finds him to be attractive. But yeah, I feel like you said, that their whole relationship feels orchestrated. Like I'm just not buying it. I don't
I
see
don't
a
think she's
lot
very
of,
attractive either. I'm sorry. I don't think that she's exceptionally talented. I don't think she's very mediocre. I mean, she really is like the entertainer for this time and this place, for this time
yeah,
period, with
good point.
everything being so mediocre. You know, she's not an exceptional singer. She's not an exceptional dancer. I always thought she looked a little bit mousy, little gangly, a little mousy. I just don't
Everything's
understand.
vanilla. It's just like we just want
Yes,
vanilla.
she's
And I
the
think, I
ultimate
don't know, I feel like
vanilla
I feel like
entertainer.
people are moving on from vanilla though. I think especially like see the younger generation, they were saying I saw statistics that like the Gen Z is like the most conservative generation, but I feel like
Yeah.
it's like there's extremes. Like the younger generation has definitely shifted from like the vanilla middle of the road where the millennials were, where that we have products like Taylor Swift, we have like very milk toast, everything. And now I feel like the younger generation is like, no, 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 it's hot or cold. If it's lukewarm, we're spitting it out. Like they're like, if
Yeah.
it's not a socialist revolution, we don't want it. And if it's not a right wing deportation raid,
Yeah, if
we
it's
don't
not a
want it. Like it's
fascist
like, yeah, if it's not a
dictatorship,
patient,
then don't
we don't
even
want
come
it.
at
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
Yeah.
if yeah, like it's
It's got to
one
be
or
one
the
or the
other.
other at
Yeah,
this
you have
point.
for a lot of the young people, I feel like it's like they want the extremes. Like I think yeah, a lot of younger people like hardcore music has become like a little bit more popular because I feel like they just like they want to feel something because I believe everything else that they everything is so manufactured, but it's a strange because I also feel in seeking after something authentic and organic, that is also just performative. It's like performative angst or something to that effect. There's just so
We used to
much
have
performing going on.
we used to have Michael Jackson though. We used to have Michael Jackson. We used to have Prince. And now
Yeah.
we have who do we have currently that is even slightly on the same level as those
I
two in
think The
terms of
Weekend is like the closest to
the
that
week?
kind
Who's the
of, yeah.
weekend?
You don't know The Weekend? He did music with Daft Punk, but he's not really like, he's not even like like, he's not exactly like that. But I just think like dance music, not Prince. He's not like Prince at all. Yeah, he's not.
I just mean like something that unites us all as a culture. Like Michael Jackson, like he united people. He
Yeah.
brought people together. He did. I'm sorry. Like everybody knew he was the most famous man on the planet. Like
Well,
he
that's
would
why I think that's why Trump is like dominates the news cycle. I think that's why Trump is everywhere. He's like ubiquitous because it's the only thing that unites everybody. It's like the media pays so much attention because it's like the media is going to run like an ad or like it's going to run a story about I don't even know at this point, like what do they even talk about? But it's like they're talking about something like The Bachelor or Love Island. I guess Love Island is really popular with a lot of people, but like you said, it's like they're going to talk about even, I guess Taylor Swift and Donald Trump are two of like the biggest names in our culture at this moment, right? When you say Taylor Swift and Donald Trump are like the biggest.
probably and like the feelings that they both evoke right now though are just feelings of such slop, such mediocrity, such slop, such like oh God, is this really like
It's not even like slop. It's just like more exhaustion. It's like we really
mm-hmm,
more of these people. Like we don't want
mm-hmm.
any more. It's like, can we turn the
Yeah, yeah.
freaking page? Can we get on with the revolution? Like, can we?
Yeah, can we need maybe we should become more accelerationist like you and I.
Yeah,
Maybe,
yeah.
we really need to get this show on the road
Stop with the
now.
half measures. We
Yeah, yeah,
need to.
no more half measures. This country is done. Our society is done. It's all over. It's been all over for a long time now. So let's move on to the next, let's get the revolution going, as you
It's
said.
going. Yeah. Let's start learning Chinese. With
I
like,
had that thought the other day, actually, that I should
get
learn
ready.
Mandarin,
Yeah.
like, but then I thought to myself, like, God, dude, are you even smart enough to learn Mandarin? Like, that's a complex language. You gotta be putting in hours every day. So,
So,
anyway,
but like to your point, but to that point, I think that's a really good point. Like, I am so exhausted about hearing about Trump, about hearing about Taylor Swift. It's like we need something new, but it's like the media knows that all of it, everything's like niche after that. Like Selena Gomez, Justin Bieber, Taylor Swift, like they're the end of that era where like to your point, it's like now people are listening to like K-pop out of Korea or they're listening to this person for 15 minutes on SoundCloud, and then they're listening to this person. Like, I guess Billie Eilish is kind of big, but like to that point, like my dad has no idea who Billie Eilish is, but he knew who Taylor Swift was. Even though I didn't listen to
Hmm.
Taylor Swift, it was like she was so well known and became so much part of culture that my dad, who pays no attention, knew what that was. Like he didn't know anything else, but he knew what that was. So I think to your point, it's like that era is like the end. Like they were the very end of a culture that permeated the entire country. And now it's like it's niched down so much that it's like you can just pay attention to your algorithm and you don't really have to ever pay attention to any of that. And so I think the media is constant. I think that's why Trump is so dominates the news cycle because he's somebody that we all have to know. It's like we all know Trump. We all know the president. So let's wall to wall coverage the president all the time because that's something that at least everybody is going to pay attention to. Everybody's going to have eyeballs on it. It's the same thing with sports. I mean, sports have become so there's so much money involved in sports now because it's one of the only things that people I don't want to say unites people, but it gets everybody's eyeballs on the
I
screen.
think sports should be banned, honestly. I feel like like I always was of the mindset of football, like you people shouldn't be allowed to get paid millions of dollars to play football. I feel like that's something you should only be allowed to do on the side for leisure. Like for example, like the Dallas Cowboys or the Philadelphia Eagles, I think the entire team should be constructed of like people who have day jobs that just get together and do it on the side, and there's absolutely no money involved in it whatsoever. And it's just something they do for fun.
I
I don't think
understand why you feel that way, but at the same time too, it's like you understand that it's money related. I mean, that's basically
I
what
know
women's
that, but it should
sports
be
are right
factory
now.
workers. It should be people who work at like Bethlehem Steel that like meet up on the weekend and they're
There
part of the
are people that do that. My husband like works with a guy who does like rugby like on the weekends, and I'm like, why? Like
that's where
to me,
sports should
yeah,
be at. It shouldn't
yeah.
be like this thing, this
I just
Coliseum gladiator thing.
he was like trying to get my husband into it. It's like, and I was like, you're not gonna like injure yourself for some kind of like intramural sport. I'm like,
You'd be
just go
better off getting
walk.
into like some street drugs or something like that. I feel like
Yeah.
that's safer, honestly, than like
Yeah, I'm like rugby,
getting
like that's
paralyzed over
okay.
some
Paralyzed
stupid
over.
game. Pop a pill or something.
Yeah,
That'll give you the
exactly. Be like a normal American and take like a Xanax or some
yeah, yeah.
yeah, or some fentanyl. Like, come on, what
We've
is
really
this?
discarded the classiness of like getting addicted on like a good pharmaceutical side. Like there's something to be said for that. Like I feel like we need to bring that needs to be
I don't think that's gone away. I
yeah,
just
yeah, I know, but I feel like it's
it's
very
not
low brow
celebrated.
now.
It's not celebrated as it should
It's
be.
too low brow. We need more of a sophisticated pharmaceutical addiction going in this country, you
Yeah, a
know?
culture of high class pharmaceutical addiction.
Yeah, yeah, it needs
Yeah.
to be a bit more highbrow because I feel like it's in the gutter now and it needs
Right
to
now,
be
the only highbrow drug of choice is like Ozempic. Like if it's like
that's what I
socially
mean.
acceptable to be on Ozempic. It's like
Yeah.
that's okay. Although you know that like God, you know darn right well that like so many people are lying about being on Ozempic. It's like there are people like shooting up all the time that are like, oh yeah, no, this was just, calorie deficit, no big deal. Like
Yeah.
I
You know
just
how I feel about the calorie
as they're
deficit.
like
It's an
literally look
old
like Skeletor.
yeah, their faces are all like shrunken in. They look so sickly and ill. And like that is now the highbrow upper class drug of choice. It's not even a fun drug. Like we can't have fun drugs
Yeah.
anymore. We can't have
Yeah.
fun entertainer. Everything is just like slop. Everything. Why how did we get to this point? My God in heaven, what are we
Well,
gonna
it's like
do?
I don't know if you saw the video, probably not because you probably have a different algorithm. Like yours is talking about like how many there's you have questions. Yours is
I can't
how
tell
many
you what my algorithm shows me. We can't talk about
all
that.
I have to say is your algorithm affects my algorithm. Like you send me all these videos on Instagram, and then like I'll see one about like lifting weights or like some woman like making like bread, and then I go to the next video and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I wasn't really worried about the Austrian painter right now.
I'm
It's all
like
good.
Tucker Carlson. I've got questions,
You got questions.
just
Just
asking
noticing,
questions.
just noticing things. But anyway, the point is we all are. We're all noticing. But the
Hmm.
point is that the influencers, I guess like there's this conversation going on that like all the influencers are like boring because it's like they're it was originally it was talking about New York City influencers. They're all literally the same. Like they're all doing exactly the same thing. And I do feel like to your point about like the boringness, like the milk toast of everything, it's like we have gotten to this point where it's like I'm actually like bored. I know that people have talked about like the dead internet theory, but like I'm bored of the internet. Like I'm literally at a point where it's like
Yeah,
I just think it's actually like rather boring at this point. Like um I'm not even really interested in anything that I see on there. Like I've been really
it's just an
pretty
albatross around
good.
our neck
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
this
It's like,
point.
well, like I think for myself, it's like a lot of times I'll watch stuff about, yeah, like I said, like fitness or like get in shape or you can do this, da, da, da. And it's like at the end of the day, it's like pretty much all of the information you need. Number one, I'm always going to say that the Bible is the information you need. But pretty much like all of the finance. I don't know if you ever heard of like if you think about like financial there's a saying in like financial um personal finance that like all of the personal finance information that you need can fit on a note card. And it's pretty much the same thing about diet. It's pretty much the same thing about like nutrition, health, exercise, you name it. Like it can pretty much fit on a note card. And like you don't need 4,000 influencers telling you about how they healed their gut with like some kind of colostrum. It's like, you know what I mean? Like it's like,
Yeah.
but like I feel like I'm just like bombarded with like all these people that are like, and now it's like you go on Instagram and like I genuinely go on my Instagram once a week to check my messages from Colin about certain topics that he needs me to know about
Yeah,
and that we cannot
I need you
discuss.
to see these videos. And
Yes, yeah. Just, he's like, did you notice this too? But so we send each other some funny things, some good
mhm.
things, just things of interest. But I also just check in with family and friends, see what they posted. And half the time it's like I log on and it's like there's an article. I mean, not an article, like, or I love using social media for like local food or like planning trips. Like I love like one of the I had gone to like this Christmas mart in town and there was this small farm, like a farmette, family farmette that made like these really good sourdough chocolate chip cookies, right? And they make sourdough bread. So like I go on Instagram on Fridays, I'll see what that's when I go get my groceries and I'll see like what they have at their stand. And I like using social media for that, like knowing like, oh, if there's a new coffee place or like, oh, there's some kind of food going on or
Yeah, so
whatever, some kind of
local
local
stuff,
event
what's
or
going on in the
yeah,
area.
I love
I
using
understand
social
that.
media for that. But a lot of times I'll log in on like a Friday or Saturday, see what's going on. And the first thing I see is either some kind of influencer slop of an influencer I don't even follow, or it's just a friggin' ad for something that I was looking at. Like it's like, okay, I was looking at Dick's Sporting Good,
Or it's a
and
murder.
now
Like there's
or it's
always like a murder of some sort, like popping up on my Instagram
oh
feed,
my
like
God, I don't see those.
horrible tragedy that
Well, you
occurred.
know why? And here's the thing, it's because they've realized the algorithm has realized that the number one thing that people react to is just rage. So
Yep.
it's like you'll just
Outrage
see
culture.
because like I look at like sometimes my like Instagram reels, like when if I scroll through, if I get into that little rabbit hole, it'll show me like these really bizarre family situations or something like that. That'll be like, I'm a trans dinosaur and I'm married to this trans alligator. And I'm like, what? Like, I'm like, what is this? And then, like, the next thing, like, I just saw the other day, it was like the wife of a fingerboarder. Like, those little skateboards that you use with your fingers? Apparently, people get
Yeah.
together and do competitions for that.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so I guess like the algorithm just wants me to like I literally showed my husband that video this morning. I was having a like a drink and I'm like, what the hell? Like, what I said, that's enough internet for me for today. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, and at that point, it's like, it's not even like really that interesting to me. It's just like, okay, this
No,
is,
what is interesting?
I don't react to it. It's like, I don't even care. It's like, okay, if these idiots want to live their lives that way, like that's their prerogative. I really, it's not affecting me. Go be a fingerboarder. You know what I mean? It's like everything, it's like it's just trying to get you enraged and reactionary. And it's like I'm sick of reacting. Number one, I don't even react. I don't comment. I don't care. It's like it just makes me want to log off. It just makes me want to go live my life and not be bothered with it and not care. Now, do I every once in a while go on a Wikipedia X, rabbit hole, doom?
Go to the
I don't,
early
I
life
don't even,
section of Wikipedia
yeah. Do I go to
just to
the
check
early?
things.
Yes. Do I? Every once in a while, I am susceptible. I'm not above reproach. That does happen to me. I fall down rabbit holes. It happens to the best of us. But yeah, but outside of that, it's like Instagram, it's like it's just a bunch of ads and like a bunch of morons trying to tell me how great their lives are. It's like I'm not
Let me ask you
interested.
something. Have you found yourself becoming more nostalgic as of late? Like thinking about times of old, decades past, and just really having this like just longing to be able to time travel back to that
Okay.
period?
I will say this. I do not feel myself, although around Halloween, around the season of the witch, the basic witch, I do get a little nostalgic. This is the most nostalgic part of the year, right? Like we move into Halloween, which is some of the fondest memories of my childhood, into the Christmas season, which was definitely filled with a lot of regret. I'm not regret, disappointment as a child, since I come from a big family. So it wasn't like I was getting the Red Ryder BAB
Ah,
gun I asked for. But no, I like Christmas. It was always fun. Halloween was a lot of fun. My parents did their best, but it's not even my parents' fault. It's more me. I'm annoying. I'm not good at getting gifts. I'd rather just buy for myself. Thank you very much.
yeah, I know. I agree with you
But
there.
but the point is, this time of year, I am a little bit nostalgic because but also at the same time, I have recognized that some of my nostalgia is not even real. It was like created by like Nickelodeon. And so I don't even really feel like a Nickelodeon. And I don't know if we talked about this before, but there was always like, if you watch like Pete and Pete, or you watch like Are You Afraid of the Dark?
I was just
Like
gonna say,
there
are
were
you afraid
these,
of the
yes,
dark?
yeah. Like my husband and I will sometimes watch that in the fall. Um, there's like these idyllic little towns that they lived in, and they are all like riding their bikes around. And I'm like, oh, that's so lovely. Like I kind of wish that I lived there. Like if I could live in these little idyllic towns. I found out that I think a lot of that was filmed in Canada. So that's apparently where these idyllic towns exist, are in
Ah,
Canada, which is not
maybe that's where
true.
we need to.
But yeah, but if you ask Canadians, I'm pretty sure they'll tell you none of that is true.
Yeah.
But I think that yeah, some of me has realized that a little bit of that nostalgia is not real because it was just like these. Or if you watch like um, I didn't really like the movie Hocus Pocus, but it was of
Hmm.
course filmed in Salem, Massachusetts, which I know becomes like a tourist hellhole in the fall. So that's probably not an enjoyable place to live. But my God, like the setting is it's perfection when you
I
watch
know.
Hocus Pocus. I think honestly, I think most people don't actually like the movie Hocus Pocus. I think they just like the town. Like I think they just like how well done the scenery
I
is. Like
grew
it's
up
so
watching it
perfect.
like on the Disney Channel and stuff, but I don't remember. It's been literally decades since I've actually seen that movie. I
Yeah.
might have to revisit that finally for the first time in
Yeah.
decades.
But yeah, so but like as you were saying about nostalgia, I actually had a conversation with my brother about this, and I actually am rejecting nostalgia. I think that
Hmm.
we are going to the boomers, the white hairs, as I call them, not just the boomers, the white hairs. Just want to remind people, boomers are just the generation that was born. White hairs are who actually create the hellscape that you are living in. They're the ones that have
Correct.
robbed us and have torn down Western civilization and ripped out its foundations. They are the wealthy elite class of the silent generation. Don't let them get unscathed. And also the boomers. They're the white hairs. They're the professors. They are Bill Clinton, the Hillary Clintons. They are the upper echelon that has destroyed society. Don't blame all the boomers, okay?
Yeah, because
Because
my parents are
yes,
boomers and
yeah, and
they
they're
are the
they're
most
working
generous, giving
and
people.
working
Have,
their
have given me
asses off
everything.
into,
Yeah,
yeah, into old age. Like, I mean, speech,
correct.
I didn't mean, I'm sorry that we're going on this little tangent about the boomers versus the white hairs. And yet again, the white hairs includes the silent generation. Do not leave those people out. They're the Warren Buffetts. There are plenty, Joe Biden, there are a lot of them that are responsible for a lot of this hell. But anyway, so what I wanted to say about that is I was riding my bike south of Easton recently, and I was like, "Oh, this is so cool!" Like along the Delaware River, yada yada. Right, so I'm riding. It was very early in the morning, and I saw this house that was like kind of close to the river, and I'm like, "Wow, this is a beautiful house." Like, it wasn't very big, but it was like such a great location. And I'm like, "Oh, it's like right near this park." I'm like, "Wow, I'd love to like live here." I get into the park and I see this older man, like kind of like rummaging through his car and all that. I thought he was getting like ready to go fishing. And I kind of like was like at a point where I was like at my turnaround time. And I realized I'm like, oh my God, that old guy's not fishing. Like he lives in his car, you know? And then as I was like riding out of the park, it wasn't a very big park along the Delaware River in Pennsylvania, kind of like Bucks County, Lehigh, Northampton, Bucks County for people. I realized there was another guy that was like an older guy living in his car. And like you said, I really thought about it at that moment. I'm like, yeah, there's the difference. There's the distinction between a white hair and a boomer. That guy's just a boomer. Like those
Hmm.
people, and I have to tell you, it was the strangest thing because like I was in New Orleans, I've been to San Francisco, I went to college in Philadelphia. I've been around a lot of homeless people in my life. And there's definitely been times where I've been around homeless people where I felt very uncomfortable and you felt like there were, definitely drugs involved and you felt like, oh God, like, you felt unsafe. You like immediately felt unsafe. And in that moment when I was on my bike, I mean, I was like by myself on this bike. I was probably like 7 miles from my car and I did not feel unsafe around those people though. I did not feel like I said, I mean, now was I on guard a little bit? Of course. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go ride back. Um, I did not feel unsafe. I did not, I actually in that moment when I saw those men, I felt like I was disturbing them. Like I felt like I was in there invading their space and their privacy. And I felt like I didn't feel like fear, like I was a prey to them. I felt like more like an intruder. And I felt a lot of like they probably felt a lot of shame about their situation, you know? And I
Hmm.
feel, and like I said, like I think that that's important distinction between like we have a lot of ire for these boomers, but a lot of these guys, a lot of these men and women, they're victims of what has happened. They were affected by globalization. They were affected from the lack of, the breakdown of moral society, and they're just, the end of the pension system and the movement to 401ks. And hey, I am not going to be somebody that preaches victimhood mentality. Like I don't want you to be, but I think that we need to give some grace to some of these boomers that they are not necessarily all monsters like we make them out to be. Some of them were just a product of what has come in this country. And, because like we were talking about, like being millennials, we were sold this golden ticket theory. And a lot of those people were probably sold a golden ticket theory. Oh, you work at Bethlehem Steel,
Yeah.
thinking of the of Easton and all
Right.
that. Work at Bethlehem Steel. That's how your grandfather retired. That's how he lived a good life. That's how,
That's
go
what it
do
was all
that.
about.
Get into that. You're going to get a pension. You'll be taken care of. We're company men around here. And you see that with a lot of young people. Like institutions have completely crumbled. Our faith in the church, our faith in Sears, our faith in Bethlehem Steel, in US Steel, in American manufacturing, whatever it is, it's completely been corroded. And you see that. So what I wanted to say, that kind of talking about the boomers kind of relates back to what you're talking about, your question about nostalgia. I think what happened with the boomers, you think about a movie, American Graffiti came out, and
Hmm.
that was like such a big movie for boomers. That was like they love that movie.
I saw
And
that for the first time recently.
oh, really? Well, I think that movie just is a good example, but like thinking about the boomers, everything became about how wonderful the 1950s was instead of working to provide a 1950s lives to their children. And I refuse to sit there and tell the younger generations how great the 90s were without creating a world for those people that was like the 1990s. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I think it's like it is up to the millennials, it is up to us. We are going to be the biggest generation that takes over. And instead of just telling them how wonderful it was when we were kids, no, we need to create that for the next generation. We can't just like sit back. If the Lord tarries, if we're going to be here, it's like that's what we should be busy about. We should be electing leaders. We should be
Well,
working to create that. Now, is that a lot harder to do? Is that easier said than done? Yes. But I'm not going to sit back and like just enjoy sitting around telling young people like should have been around in the 90s, it was the best times ever, your lives suck, like that's what the boomers did to us. Is that what we're going to do to these gen apocalypse? That's what we're going to do to them? Like hell no, I'm not going to be part of that. So that's
the
just my
boomers were
take on
right
it.
though. The 50s were far
They
superior in
were.
every way,
They
shape, and
were. I mean, they
form.
were. They were great.
And
I
in
just
order
think,
to
yeah, I'm just saying that to all millennials. Like, don't sit there and just be like, "Oh, the '90s were great," and then do nothing to make this next
in order to
generation
have
good.
any sort of change though, millennials would need institutional power. Now,
That's
how are they going
that's
to get
true.
that? How are we going to get
I
institutional
mean,
power?
we're gonna have to do it. We're gonna have to become, we're gonna have
Do
to
what?
elect socialist leaders.
Like AOC?
I'm kidding. I'm
Like
joking. No, we're not going to be electing socialist leaders. I know I'm not a socialist. Yeah, I mean, I don't,
I'm a
do I
socialist. I'm a
do,
conservative
yes, you're
socialist.
conservative. Sorry, there's so much crazy. It's like a hippie glare going on. It's not even the sun coming in. It's like the sun reflecting off my table, creating this like insane, like ethereal glare going
It
on.
is pretty
But
wild. We need this. See, this is why we need to lock in. We need like a
we
better
need
studio
something, yeah.
setting. We
Nobody,
need to,
here's the thing. I don't care what it looks like. I could literally come on here. I don't even want people to see me, okay? I
I wish they
I
couldn't.
I wish that people could not.
I
I wish I didn't have to do videos, but
I know.
unfortunately, people's brains have rotted so much. It's like they need video. It's like
Yeah, they need to see us
they
talking.
need to see me screaming into a microphone about how they need to get their lives together while I decide to lock out for the rest of the year.
Can I say what I was going to say though
Yes,
about
of
the whole
course. Yeah.
nostalgia thing?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
we've lost things that were such essential parts of our childhood. Like I'll give you an example. When
Like
I was growing up, my grandmother, I lived in a small town, and my
idyllic.
grandmother, yeah, an idyllic small town. My grandmother would take me to the local pizzeria. She would take
Yes.
me there. I'd get a slice of pizza, and I would get to play. There was a Jurassic Park pinball machine there that I loved. There was a Ms. Pac-Man machine, not just Pac-Man. This was Ms. Pac-Man. She had a bow in her hair. That was how you distinguished between the two Pac-Mans. Um, and then there was a Super Mario Brothers machine there, which I think was actually pretty rare. But the point is, you can't go to the local pizzeria anymore for a slice and play the pinball machine. Like why can't we can't even play the pinball machine anymore at the local pizzeria? Like
I mean, maybe it's some of them you can though. I don't.
no, you can't. They're gone.
Then maybe that's what you need to do. Maybe that's your path in life. You need to own a pizzeria that has pinball machines and do that. But I'm not even joking like when I say that. Like maybe that's not your like maybe that's not for you, but maybe there is a person that's listening. It's like, oh, he's always wanted to open a pizzeria. And it's like, you know what? I'm going to incorporate just that little bit that
Mhm.
that person can add to bring that little bit of joy to people, to bring that
We need
atmosphere.
diners. We need
Yeah.
pizzerias with. Here's how to fix the country. We need more diners. We need pizzerias
We
that
need
have.
more diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Yeah, we need more pool halls. We need the return of the pool hall to come back.
Okay.
We need pinball machines. We need gaming rooms. Like even when I would go to the mall with my mom, when I was a kid back in the day, going to the mall was always like it was like an exciting thing. Going to the Laurel Mall in Hazleton, Pennsylvania.
Hey, the
Karen, are you
Laurel
kidding
Mall
me?
is thriving. Thank you to the Hispanic population that
Is it?
has revitalized. I don't know if revitalized is quite the right term, but reinvigorated Hazleton. No, it's just the population has grown in Hazleton, and you can read about articles about this, how like the Laurel Mall, for whatever reason, because the population has grown in Hazleton. Whereas like Frackville in Schuylkill County, they completely destroyed, demolished the Schuylkill Mall. uh, the Hazleton Mall is thriving. It's actually, it's not, it's fine. It's fine. I like, there's like a cafe in the center there that has great pizza, and it's filled. I mean, the entire
Is it
place.
still Dino's Pizza?
There's a place called Cafe Europa there. It's
Okay,
good. It's
I've
good. If you
I've
ever go
been
to
there before.
Hazleton, yeah, it's good.
I've
It's
been
good.
there
If you ever
before.
go, it's excellent. It's fun. But like you said, the mall is not quite
The mall used to be exciting. The mall was where like all the
yeah.
kids, now not me. I didn't go anywhere to hang out with anybody. But the kids
You want the
were,
kids to be there hanging
yeah,
out there. Yes.
yeah, the kid
I
like
always
we
joke around when I take my little brother or sister to the mall that we're just teenagers. Like I'm 35 and I like take my sister to the mall. I'm like, we're just two teenagers going to the mall, even though I never went to the mall as a teenager.
we need here's what we need to do. We need to gain institutional power somehow. We need to become billionaires and we need to create like all
Yes.
inclusive communities. We need to literally like buy towns and turn them into
And
like
make them into movie sets.
yeah, we need to turn yeah, like it should be like a 1960s movie set. Like
Okay.
and
Okay.
there could be like the local ice cream parlor where you go for like a scoop on a Sunday after church. There needs to be like old-timey movie
It's
theaters.
You're right though about that like anything that is like semi nostalgic, I do feel like kind of has thrived recently. Like drive-ins have seen a huge like, whereas like a lot of our local movie theater closed, Mahoney Valley Cinema, whereas like the drive-ins are completely thriving. Like we used to go to the drive-in when I was a kid, and I used to always be like kind of like sad thinking, I remember going and living in Bucks County, and I think we would go to New Jersey, and I remember being sad because the drive-in was closing that year. So I think we saw Batman Returns. And it was like the last time. I thought it was the last time I was ever going to go to a drive-in. Like I remember being like 7 and being like, this is so sad. And now I live pretty close to a drive-in that's like playing 35 millimeter theater movies, and people show up like crazy. They do themed weekends. It's like really, really doing well. And like you said, you think about like we have like an old time dairy ice cream place that's killing it near us. So like anything like you said, I mean that's good for people to kind of think about. It's good if you're interested in that kind of thing. I do believe anything that gives you that experiential satisfaction, like it's more than just getting ice cream. It's like an experience. Like it's more
Right.
than just going to a movie. It's an experience. Anything like that is really thriving because I think people are hungry for experience. They want to feel something. As Colin once eloquently put it, he just wants to feel something with somebody new, which is like my
Yeah.
favorite line ever. He
And I
needs to make that
still
into a
feel that way. I
song.
just I just want to feel
Yes.
something with somebody
Somebody
new. Like why
new.
can't I have that?
Yes.
For some reason I can't have it
But
because
yes,
I'm
you
seeking it.
will.
That's
Because
why
you're
I can't have
seeking
it
it.
because I'm
Yes.
seeking it.
Before we logged on, before we end now, Colin and I had a long conversation about how he needs to just work on himself, work towards his best life now, as Joel Osteen would say,
Yeah.
and it will come to him. I do feel like that's true, though. If
Oh,
you
it
are
is true.
listening, if you are in the dating world, if you're single and looking to mingle, I do feel like just focusing, I don't say focusing on yourself because I feel like that's not great either. Like you want to be maybe focused on others a little bit, but just working towards the things you want to achieve in life, we'll say, and not being so desperate for relationship, it kind of brings relationship to you because there's like an aura you put out.
Hmm.
It's weird. I don't want to be woo woo, but there is like an energy. Like
Oh, there is. No, that's like
there's an
measurable too.
energy to somebody, like it's so attractive to just see somebody who's not reeking of desperation, and they're just like they're just living their life. They're just giving it their all, and they're just out there like in Harold and Maude, she says, "Give me an L, give me an I, give me a V, give me an E, live." And she says like, what else is there to talk about? You won't have anything to talk about in the locker room if you don't get out there and live. So I think that that's our little, I guess that'll just kind of end things for today. That's our
I
advice
think
to
it has
people. Get
to.
out there and live and get off your phone. There's nothing, this is what I tell myself. Sometimes in the morning I want to get up and I want to look at my phone. But I have told myself that there is nothing in there that I'm seeking. It's all out here. And sometimes it's in the Bible too. In the morning, I like to read my Bible. I'm like, it's in the Bible and it's all out here. It's not in that little device. There's
I like to
nothing
chop
for
the
me.
lines up in the morning and get the syringe, get the syringes ready. That's the way to start the
I
morning.
mean, don't get me wrong. I do like fentanyl. I have dabbled medically under doctor supervision. And I do understand how people feel sometimes just to,
I'm joking, by the way. Don't do
but I
drugs.
know,
Don't do
don't do
pills.
drugs.
Don't. It's
Don't do,
been, yeah.
yes, that is really not good. Do not do any of that. So,
No.
well, anyway, Colin, I think it's been fun. It's been a load of fun.
But yeah, it's given us a lot to think about. It's given us a
A
lot to
lot.
think about and mull over. So we're gonna kind of let this fester and stew a little bit over the next week. And I think you're gonna see some interesting things for this little show of
Venture.
ours in the in the very near future. So we hope you have enjoyed kind of eavesdropping on this little conversation that we've had here. Give us a like, click the subscribe button, and we'll be back when we're back. Is how we'll leave it, all right?
Bye.
Bye.